Hello students, welcome to yet another session of political science. We were discussing about the chapter Legislature, so let us continue our discussion further. The first point of discussion is that how does the Parliament control the executive? See children, there are many privileges to the members of the Parliament just because they seek to become the member of the Parliament or they have already become the member of Parliament. Why? Because they are the one who are giving voice to the demands of the common people, who are bringing the issues of the common people in the notice of the houses or in the notice of the Parliament. So, their privileges are there and these members can totally exercise the freedom of expression just because they made a statement or they told something. On that behalf, no action can be taken against them. So this is one of the privileges of being the member of Parliament. Other privileges are also there and it is the duty of the Speaker of the House to look into those privileges. Now, instruments of parliamentary control. When there is a thing in existence, definitely there should be a mean to control it also. So when the Parliament came into existence, the Constitution of India has ensured that there should be a little check on its working. But how? Through deliberations and discussions. Whenever there is a bill or whenever there is an issue in front of the houses of the Parliament, a long debate, a long deliberation on that particular issue is carried out to examine all the aspects of that particular issue. So long deliberations and discussions ensure that there is a check on the working of the executive leaders. For example, when the Parliament is in the session, the first hour is known as the question hour. So in the question hour, there are two types of questions asked. One is the start and one is the category of unstarred questions. For the category of unstarred questions, the opposition party can ask the questions to the leaders of the ruling party, but they have to submit their questions beforehand to the speaker. In context of the starred questions, the opposition or maybe the ruling party person who is asking the question has to submit the question to the speaker at least 2 days prior, and the speaker then informs that particular minister or ministry that they have to put a proper answer or they have to put up a proper data supported answer to that particular question. So deliberations and discussions are always there to keep a check on the working of the ruling party or say on the responsibility of the opposition. Then approval or refusal of laws. Just because something has come up to the dais for discussion does not ensure that that bill is going to become a law. Sometimes these policies are being discussed and sometimes they are totally refused to be even discussed. So, by making approval to different provisions, different bills or different issues is also one of the means by which the Parliament exercises controls over its executives. Another aspect is the financial control. So, as you all are well aware that Lok Sabha has a upper hand when we talk about the financial control, but when the states are demanding some money from the union government, then also through finances, the Parliament gets a chance to check their working, to check that whether their demands are worthy or not. So, this is another means, financial control. So, all the leaders have to work according to the expectations of the houses of the Parliament. If not, their financial demands might be overlooked. Last but not the least, the no confidence motion. Since the era of 1980, have been many incidences when the government had to resign because the coalition partners were not helping them in a proper manner. So, it is the power vested in the houses of the parliament that they can bring a no confidence motion, or they can check the working of the ruling party whether they are working in a proper and uh, accountable manner or not. If not, then the Council of Ministers and the Cabinet has a collective responsibility towards the Lok Sabha, and if they fail to do so, a no confidence motion can be brought into existence. Other than these walkouts or dissolving the house can be the other part of this no confidence motion. So it is the collective responsibility of the cabinet to see that they work in a proper manner and they do not offend the spirit of the Indian Constitution. Now, the next question. What does the committees of the parliament do? See students, since 1983, there have been more than 20 committees being there in existence. Presently, we are having 24 committees, standing committees, and these committees have come into existence through Article 118, Clause 1. So, there is a provision of these committees who would help and assist in the day-to-day working of the parliament. And why these committees are so important? These are important because they keep a check on the earning, on the expenditure and the other affairs of the parliament. Moreover, the members of these committees are basically specialists who have profound knowledge of that specific ministry. They are indulged into research work, they analyze the data, and then through introspection they produce the report in front of the parliament. There are nominal chances or there are nominal evidences of showing that the parliament has rejected the reports of these committees in context of financial issues or any other issues. Why? Because they go for a thorough introspection, they go for a thorough reading and analysis, and then only they come up with results. For example, if a law needs to be made in context of judicial services, it is the job of the committee to look into it in a deeper manner in the core of the subject and then analyze, and through various data, through various incidents, they come up with a report that whether that issue should be continued further, that bill should be continued further or not. So this is the basic task of the committee, is to help out to assist the parliament in their day-to-day functions. Now, last but not the least, how does the parliament regulate itself? See students, the parliament regulates in itself through basically deliberation and discussions, but there is another law brought into motion that is called the Anti-defection law or Anti-defection bill. This means that if the member of a particular party is not present for voting more than 3 or 4 times where he was being directed to be present, in that condition it is considered that that person has defected. Defected means has left the political party. This defection is not approved by the Constitution of India. That means changing of political parties for personal benefit before the conduction of elections or after the conduction of elections is not considered good in our system or in any political system. So in such a case, if a person is found guilty of defecting, he might totally lose control of his career as a leader, as a political executive, or he might be in future not granted the charge of any of the ministries. But in practice, we have observed in India that though the anti-defection law or the anti-defection bill has not been that efficient to stop defection, but still it has worked out as a means of parliamentary leaders to keep a check on their membership. Thank you this much for today. The rest of the things will be, the next chapter will be continuing in the next class.